Hey everyone, Lex here, and with me today is Vera.
It's great to be here.
For this deep dive, we're focusing on something special for our listeners from the Excel Edge Realty podcast. We're going to be looking at the article, How to Take Care of Your Customers and Follow Up in Real Estate, and really pulling out those key insights.
Especially for those of you who are aspiring real estate professionals.
Yeah, those of you looking to make your mark in the Philippines, we're going to give you that cheat sheet to success.
Particularly if you're aiming for that mid-price to high-ticket property range.
Exactly. And trust me, there are some real gems in here.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who knew that after-sales support could be such a secret weapon? We're going to unpack that.
Yeah.
But even from the beginning, the article really stresses the importance of understanding your client's needs, like truly getting deeper than those surface-level questions. What are their motivations? What are their dreams?
Yeah, and this is so important, especially with Filipino culture, because, Filipinos, they really value strong family ties.
Absolutely. It's all about building those personal connections, right?
Yeah.
So as agents, we need to be really tuned in to those nuances.
Exactly. Like, you might have a client come to you and say, oh, I want a 3-bedroom house. But when you really get down to it and start talking to them, you discover that maybe they want a space where their family can gather for holidays, or maybe they're looking to care for their aging parents and need a space for them to live comfortably.
That's such a good point. It's about really getting to the heart of what they're looking for.
And that can really change what properties you end up showing them, right? Because you're not just showing them any 3-bedroom house. You're showing them the properties with those features that cater to their family needs.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd have a large living area or a separate suite.
Yeah, like a granny suite.
Exactly.
It's about painting that picture for them.
Mm-hmm.
How can this property truly enhance their lives? Not just meet those basic requirements, right?
Absolutely. And that's what sets those successful agents apart, I think, especially when you're working with the Filipino market. Now, the article also talks about responsiveness and availability.
Oh, that's so important, especially in a market like the Philippines.
Definitely. It's really dynamic and you gotta be quick.
You gotta be quick.
But it's not just about speed, right?
Right.
It's also about setting clear expectations with your clients.
Oh, that's good.
So let them know when they can expect to hear back from you. And even if you can't get back to them with like a full response right away, at least send a quick message. Acknowledge their inquiry. Let them know, hey, I got your message. I'm going to get back to you with more details later today or tomorrow, whatever the time frame might be.
Yeah, I like that. It just keeps them in the loop, right? And it also just shows that professionalism that we're always talking about.
Exactly. It minimizes any anxieties they might have. And, Filipinos really value pakikisama, right?
Yes.
That smooth interpersonal relationship.
It's about harmony.
So being responsive, I think it shows respect for their time. It just kind of reinforces that sense of harmony that we strive for. I actually had a client once who was relocating from abroad, and he had a really tight timeline.
Oh, wow.
But by being available outside of typical business hours and responding to his questions really promptly, I was able to build a really good rapport with him. He appreciated that extra effort, and you know what? He ended up referring several of his colleagues to me.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
See, that's the power of responsiveness in action. It's not just about closing the deal. It's about building those relationships that lead to long-term success,
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about understanding our clients' needs and being super responsive. But what about communication throughout the whole process? And the article really emphasizes keeping your clients in the loop every step of the way.
Right, especially for first-time Filipino homebuyers. They may not be super familiar with all the steps involved in buying a home.
It can be a complicated process. So think about it. Buying property is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, financial decision that someone will make in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
So it's natural for them to feel a little overwhelmed, even a little anxious, right?
Yeah.
So by providing those regular updates, whether it's about market trends, the status of their loan application, any upcoming inspections, anything like that,
Yeah.
you're really helping to alleviate those anxieties. Or
Yes.
You're fostering that sense of trust and confidence.
It's like you're holding their hand through the whole process, making them feel supported and informed. And I think, Filipinos are very visual people. Have you ever considered using visual aids in your communication?
Oh, that's a great
Like
example.
timelines or checklists?
Yeah, because visuals can be so powerful for helping people understand complex information
Mm-hmm.
and really stay organized, right?
Totally. Imagine you're working with a potential buyer, right? And you present them with this personalized timeline that outlines every step of the process. from submitting an offer to closing.
That would be so helpful.
It would create so much clarity, plus it just adds that professional touch.
Yeah, it shows that you're organized and you've got it all under control.
Exactly.
I like that a lot. So we've talked about understanding clients' needs, being responsive, and keeping them in the loop. But what about those little personal touches that can make a real impact?
Yeah, the article talks about this too, personalized follow-ups. And this is where your knowledge of Filipino culture can really come into play.
Yeah, that's so important, right? Because we're not talking about just sending out those generic happy holidays emails.
Yeah, no.
It's about going that extra mile
Exactly.
to make those clients feel truly valued and remembered.
So you really want to incorporate details that are meaningful to them, like congratulating them on a recent family milestone.
Oh, I love that. Or like referencing a shared cultural experience,
Yeah.
something you talked about before.
Right. It's those little things that can really strengthen those bonds and turn those clients into loyal advocates for you and your business.
Yeah, they'll tell all their friends about you, right? And it doesn't have to be anything big either. Like you could send a small gift basket to their housewarming party.
Yeah, or even just a handwritten note.
That's nice. Yeah, just expressing your congratulations.
Yeah, it shows you care. And Filipinos love celebrations, family gatherings, right? So think about tying your follow-ups to those events, like sending a thoughtful message during a fiesta, or maybe offering to help them find reputable vendors for their celebrations.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know, it really shows that you genuinely care about their well-being. You're invested in their happiness, even after the transaction is done. You're not just focused on the sale. You're focused on them.
That's great advice.
Yeah. So we've covered the importance of personal connection, but we also can't forget about technology.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
You know, the article talks about using tools like email campaigns or virtual tours, things that can streamline things and make everything more efficient for everyone.
Technology is a game changer for sure.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to reaching out to those busy clients, right? Or showcasing properties in a really engaging way. Like imagine you just listed a beautiful property in a prime location.
Oh, nice.
Instead of waiting for potential buyers to schedule those in-person viewings, you can create a virtual tour.
Oh, that's a great idea. They can explore the property from anywhere
Yeah,
at their own pace.
exactly.
You know, and this is especially valuable for those Filipinos who are working abroad or busy professionals who just don't have a lot of time for multiple viewings.
Absolutely.
It gives them a chance to get a feel for the property without any pressure.
Yeah.
But, you know, while technology can be amazing,
Yeah.
it's all about finding that balance, right?
Yeah.
Between efficiency and that personal touch.
You're so right.
We don't want to lose that human touch. That's so important in building those relationships.
Especially with Filipinos.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Filipinos value that genuine connection.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't just bombard your clients with those automated messages or only interact virtually.
Yeah, use technology to enhance that personal touch, not to replace it.
Exactly. Like you could follow up after a virtual tour with a personalized message.
Yes.
Ask for feedback, maybe offer to schedule a live video call,
Yeah.
you know, answer any questions they might have.
Absolutely. It's all about making it personal.
Mm.
Now, let's talk about after-sale support. This is something that often gets overlooked.
It does.
But the article really emphasizes how important it is, particularly in the Filipino market.
Yeah, because you might think your job is done once the sale closes, right? But it's really not.
Not at all. Because Filipinos, they place a high value on loyalty and word-of-mouth recommendations.
Oh, big time.
So by providing exceptional after-sales support, you're not just solidifying the relationship with your current client, you're potentially opening the door to a whole new network of referrals.
Exactly. And, you know, it's all about showing those clients that you're there for them,
Right.
even after they've signed on that dotted line.
Even when you're not making any money from them anymore.
Exactly. And this is especially important, I think, when you're working with Filipinos investing in those mid-price to high-ticket properties.
Absolutely.
They're making a huge investment, and they want to know they're in good hands.
And that you're going to be there for them even after they close.
Yes, it's about being that go-to resource.
Right.
So how can we translate this into actionable steps? Well, think about the specific needs of your Filipino clients.
Yeah, are they new to the area?
Maybe connect them with reputable contractors, service providers.
Right, people who can help them settle in.
Exactly.
What about homeowners associations? They're pretty common in a lot of Filipino communities.
Yeah, they are. And not everyone understands how they work.
So maybe offer some guidance on how to navigate those processes.
Just be that resource for them.
Right. It really shows that you're not just in it for the sale, you're invested in their long-term satisfaction and success.
And that kind of dedication, that builds trust
Hmm.
and that earns those referrals.
Exactly. And that can really propel your career forward. Along with everything we've been talking about, there are two things we need to keep in mind.
Okay, I'm listening.
Professionalism
Yes, of course.
and empathy, especially when you're dealing with those emotional ups and downs that sometimes come with real estate transactions.
Because let's be honest, buying or selling a home, it's a huge life event.
It is.
And for Filipinos who are so family-oriented and often emotionally attached to their homes, it can be even more significant.
Absolutely.
So, be that calm, reassuring presence for your clients. Offer solutions, demonstrate genuine care for their well-being.
It makes a world of difference. Be that trusted advisor, that friend who's there to guide them through the process with expertise and understanding. And speaking of understanding, the article brings up a great point that we sometimes forget:
What's that?
asking for feedback.
Oh, that's so important.
It's so simple, but it's so powerful.
It is.
Because when you actively seek feedback from your clients, you're showing them that you value their opinions and that you're committed to constantly improving your services.
Yeah, and that aligns so well with the Filipino value of self-improvement and lifelong learning.
Exactly. And you know what? It doesn't have to be a formal survey or anything complicated. Sometimes just a casual conversation after closing is enough.
Yeah, just ask, hey, what went well? What could we have done better?
Yeah, exactly. And you can even tap into that Filipino respect for elders. Seek advice from respected figures in the community.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Gain some wisdom from their experience.
Yeah, because their feedback can provide such a unique perspective on how to better serve those needs and preferences of the Filipino market. Now, before we move on, it's important to remember that all these strategies we've discussed are especially relevant to Excel Edge Realty's focus on the mid-price to high-ticket market.
Absolutely. These are clients who are making a huge investment.
You're looking for that high level of service.
They want an agent who understands their needs, who can anticipate their concerns, and who will go above and beyond to ensure their satisfaction. And that's what Excel Edge Realty is all about.
It is. So if you're ready to level up your real estate career and really specialize in this exciting market, you need to check out www.excel.com.ph.
We've got tons of resources there: training programs, market insights, networking opportunities, all designed to help you thrive in the Philippine real estate market.
And of course, Vera and I are always happy to answer your questions and offer some personalized guidance. Just reach out through the website. We'd love to connect.
Absolutely. We're so passionate about supporting aspiring professionals like you. We want to see you succeed in this industry. So before we wrap up this first part of our deep dive, make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss the next parts of our deep dive.
Yeah, and don't forget to share this episode with anyone in your network who might benefit from it.
Sharing is caring, right?
Uh-huh.
And in the Filipino spirit of bayanihan, let's help each other achieve our dreams.
I love that. Together, we can create a more vibrant and successful real estate community in the Philippines. So, till next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep those connections strong.
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay.
So we were talking about communication and keeping clients informed, expert speaker. Yeah, and I think one thing that can really help, especially for first-time home buyers, is to provide them with like a visual representation of the process.
Visuals.
Yeah, Filipinos, we're visual people. So think like timelines or checklists, so things that can really help them grasp that sometimes complex information and just stay organized.
Oh, that's a great point.
Like imagine you're presenting a buyer with a personalized timeline outlining, all those key milestones, like from the moment they submit the offer to the actual closing.
Oh, that would be so helpful. It would create so much clarity for them.
Right. And it just adds that touch of professionalism too.
Exactly. It shows that you've got it all under control. Okay, so we talked about understanding your client's needs, communicating effectively, but what about adding those personal touches that really make an impact? The article talks about personalized follow-ups, and I think this is where your understanding of Filipino culture can really make a difference.
It really can, because we're not just talking about sending generic happy holidays emails.
No, not at all.
It's about going that extra mile to make your clients feel valued and remembered.
Yeah, make them feel special.
Exactly. So you want to try incorporating details that are meaningful to them, like maybe congratulating them on a recent family milestone.
Oh, I love that. Or like referencing a shared cultural experience you had talked about before.
Right. It's those little things that can strengthen those bonds and turn clients into loyal advocates for your business.
They become like walking advertisements for you.
Exactly. And Filipinos are really big on celebrations and family gatherings, so think about tying your follow-ups to those events.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like sending a thoughtful message during fiestas or offering to help them find reputable vendors for those celebrations.
That would be really helpful.
It shows that you genuinely care about their well-being. You're invested in their happiness, even beyond just the transaction.
Yeah, you're not just focused on the sale, you're focused on them.
Exactly. And, speaking of things that can enhance the client experience, let's not forget about technology.
Oh, yes. Technology can be a game changer
The article even talks about using tools like email campaigns and virtual tours to streamline those
and
processes.
make things more efficient for everyone.
Exactly. It's great for reaching busy clients and showcasing properties in a really engaging way. Like, let's say you just listed a beautiful property in a prime location.
Okay.
Instead of waiting for potential buyers to schedule those physical viewings, you can create a stunning virtual tour.
Oh, I love virtual tours. They can explore the property from the comfort of their own home at their own pace.
Exactly.
And this is especially valuable for, Filipinos who are working abroad or busy professionals who might not have the time to do multiple in-person viewings.
Absolutely. It gives them a chance to get a feel for the property without any pressure.
That's so important. But even though technology can be so powerful, I think it's all about finding that balance
Oh, for sure.
between the efficiency and that personal touch.
You don't want to lose that human touch,
Right.
which is so important in building those relationships, especially with Filipinos who really value that genuine connection.
Absolutely. So it's not about bombarding clients with automated messages or only interacting virtually. It's about using technology to enhance that personal touch, not replace it.
Exactly. You could follow up a virtual tour with a personalized message, asking for their feedback and offering to schedule a live video call to answer any questions they might have.
That's perfect. Now let's move on to something that I think is often overlooked. After-sales support.
Yeah, I know.
You might be thinking, well, my job is done once the sale closes.
Right? But it's not.
The article really highlights how important it is to go above and beyond even after that deal is finalized, especially in the Filipino market.
It makes such a difference. Remember, Filipinos really value loyalty and word-of-mouth recommendations.
Big time.
So when you provide that exceptional after-sales support, you're not just solidifying the relationship with your current client, but also potentially opening yourself up to a whole network of referrals.
It's about showing them you're there for them even after they've signed on the dotted line. You're not just in it for the sale, you're invested in their long-term satisfaction and success. And I think this is especially important when working with Filipinos who are investing in those mid-price to high-ticket properties.
Oh, absolutely. They're making a significant investment and they want to know they're in good hands. So how do we actually put this into practice?
Yeah, good question.
Think about the specific needs of your Filipino clients. Are they new to the area? Maybe connect them with some reputable contractors and service providers that can help them settle in.
That's a great idea.
Homeowners associations are also very common in a lot of Filipino communities.
Yeah, they are.
Maybe offer some guidance on how to navigate those processes.
Be that resource for them.
Exactly. It really shows that you're invested in their long-term well-being.
And that can really propel your career forward. Now, along with all these strategies, I think it's important to remember that everything we do should be grounded in professionalism and empathy.
Absolutely, especially when you're dealing with those emotional ups and downs that can sometimes come with real estate transactions. Buying or selling a home is a huge life event.
It really is.
And for Filipinos who are so family-oriented and often emotionally attached to their homes, it can be even more significant.
So be that calm and reassuring presence for your clients. Offer solutions and show genuine care for their well-being.
It makes a world of difference. Be that trusted advisor, that friend who's there to guide them through it all.
I like that. And speaking of understanding, the article brings up a great point that sometimes gets overlooked. Asking for feedback.
It's so simple, but so powerful.
I know, right?
When you actively seek feedback, you're showing clients that you value their opinions and that you're committed to constantly improving your services.
Which, aligns so well with that Filipino value of self-improvement. and lifelong learning. And it doesn't have to be a formal survey or anything complicated. Sometimes just a casual conversation after closing is enough.
Exactly. Just ask, hey, what went well? What could we have done better? Simple things like that.
And you can even tap into that Filipino respect for elders. Seek advice from some respected figures in the community. Gain some wisdom from their experience.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, their feedback can provide such a unique perspective on how to really tailor your services to the Filipino market.
It's like getting those insider tips.
Exactly. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's important to remember that all of these strategies we've been talking about, they're particularly relevant to Excel Edge Realty's focus on that mid-price to high-ticket market.
Right, because we're talking about clients who are making significant investments.
Absolutely.
And they expect that level of service to match. They're looking for agents who understand their needs,
Right.
anticipate their concerns,
Right.
and who are really going to go above and beyond to make sure they're happy. And that's exactly what Excel Edge Realty is all about.
Exactly. So if you're ready to take your real estate career to that next level and really specialize in this lucrative market, you need to visit www.exceledge.com.ph.
It's the place to be. We have a ton of resources there.
We do training programs, market insights, networking opportunities, everything you need to really thrive in the Philippine real estate landscape.
And of course, Vera and I are always here to answer your questions.
Absolutely.
Offer some personalized guidance. Just reach out to us through the website. We love connecting with you guys.
We do. We're so passionate about supporting aspiring professionals like you.
We want to see you succeed.
We do.
So before we wrap up this deep dive completely, make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss out on any future episodes.
Yes. And why not share this episode with someone in your network who could benefit from this information?
Sharing is caring, right?
It is. And it's that Filipino spirit of bayanhan. Let's help each other achieve our dreams. Together, we can build a really vibrant and successful real estate community here in the Philippines.
I love that. So until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep this connection strong.
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay.